Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today is another exploring video. I've actually been trying to do this video for a couple of months now, but due to the outbreak of war in the Ukraine, I've been putting it off a bit. And also, when I planned to do it, it was the winter and I would probably need a lot of daytime to film it. But I am going to the Lavernock Artillery Battery, which is located on the South Wales coast near Penarth. It's like in between Surrey and Penarth. It was built for both World Wars, so while I head to get my train, this is a little bit of history of gun batteries. The term battery refers to a cluster of cannons in a temporary or fixed position during a battle or even a siege. These have been in use since the dawn of warfare. In modern warfare, cannon fire has been replaced with artillery and is now mainly used to attack tanks and aircrafts. Fixed batteries are normally found on the coast, as in historical terms it was used to attack naval ships, but in modern warfare they also have a small garrison within its area. You would find a small detachment of troops, communication bases and an air raid bunker. The guns are in fixed positions, which allows them to be heavier, but is limited on movement. Right, so I'm here now on Aber train station where the journey pretty much begins to Lavernock. The train's like in 8 minutes, but this place obviously was used for the war. It was mainly to anticipate the German invasion of Britain. After the fall of France, Churchill had a scenario of what would happen if the Nazis decided to invade Britain. So they had to reinforce these coastal batteries, mainly on the Bristol Channel, because there's one in Breen and one in Lavernock. So they made the guns more powerful, so they don't just take down enemy aircraft, they take down or damage ships, and hoping they can damage weaponry to prevent a landing in the ports of Cardiff, Barry and Newport, or anywhere on the Bristol Channel, even if it is Bristol. So now I'll wait for the train. I think I'm going to listen to some music.
We will shortly be arriving at Grangetown.
So I'm at the first leg now. I'm at Penarth. As you can see, Penarth Pier is behind me. Might have a look in there quickly before we get there to Lavernock Point. You can see over there, I don't know if you can see it, I'll turn it a little bit more. It should be 2 big rocks. One's called Flatholm, and I can't remember the other one's called, but Flatholm's got a lighthouse. And it did transmit a lot of wireless stuff towards Lavernock Battery. So let's have a look at Penarth Pier, and then we'll make our way to Lavernock Point. So let's get there now, I would say, because we're only halfway. I'm on the coastal path, a very overgrown part of the coastal path, but it is amongst the trees, Lavernock Battery, so I'm just gonna go forward. So last time I checked it was like a half hour away, so it's halfway. But yeah, this is where we are so far. Just gone out of Penarth. So let's have a look at Lavernock. So like I was saying at Aber train station, they were building these gun batteries to do anything to combat the German invasion, which would end up being unsuccessful because they couldn't even get past the English Channel, the Germans, thanks to the work of the RAF. But these little gun batteries were built on estuaries, rivers, just to stop anything that could carry the Germans more inland to Britain. There's one on like the Thames estuary outside of London, so there's quite a few on the Severn estuary. Even the Irish Sea has plenty of gun batteries, just in case the Germans decided to go around and attack Ireland, say, which we don't know if there was a plan. But Lavernock Battery didn't see much combat, as you can probably tell a bit later on. I will tell you more about that later on, but I'm getting it now. I'm going to find out how far out I am. Right, I'm in Lavernock now, so we're about 10 minutes out. The next time you'll see me, we'll be there. So let's see what remains of this place. Obviously it's a grade 1 ancient monument or grade 2, so it's going to be quite a bit, hopefully. Hopefully it's open, because I've had bad days where places haven't been open. This is where you're greeted with coming in. I think this is part of the old battery. I can hear myself echoing. Hello! But this got to be like a form of a lookout station. There's not much of it left, but I'll carry on where I'm going. Because I am sure Lavernock Battery is probably down there, if that's it. Because I have got like a wall looking building to it. So now I'm walking up towards it. Like I said, it's not really a lot left of it. But this is Lavernock Battery. So if we continue to go down this way, I think it's got written there what things are. We are Lavernock Point. So let's have a look. So now I'm here, let's have a look around. I'm going to look at the first of 4, I think, gun mounts. With a couple of bunkers to look at as well. But let's go around here. So this is one of the gun mounts. But this is one of the interesting things you're going to see while by here. These little bolts. This is where the gun would have been mounted. As you can see, it's overlooking the coast. If I walk over by here, that would directly see into the Bristol Channel by there. You can see the zoom, and that's where the guns would be pointed if any invading ships were coming towards the key ports. But interestingly, it's these little things around here as well. I don't know what they are, but I am intrigued. The question is, what is this? Is this a bomb shelter to shelter the troops from the bombardment that the enemy ships will give back? Or is it just simple hideout quarters where they can attack on invasion? It's not known what this is. It's very small, but they are dotted around this little section. I'll show you the camera now, with the camera now, but they're everywhere, these are. But the big question is, what are these? Because when I did the research, they weren't popping up, so I'm going to show you around and see what the rest of this area looks like. Now, I'm going to cut away and tell you a little bit about the early years of operation here and what it was like during the First World War. So I'll be back and we'll have a look at more abandoned bunkers. In 1865, many batteries had been built across the Severn Estuary, and the Prime Minister Harry Temple wanted to place a battery on the westernmost point of the South Wales coastline. The construction lasted 5 years, with it being completed in 1870. It was fitted with 4-inch RML on a monocrest counterweight carriage, with further 2 6-inch BL guns being added. A small detachment of troops was sent to look after the battery. Years passed and many in Westminster were asking whether this battery was needed. But in 1914, after Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was shot by an assassin, World War I was declared, and the forces were reinforced and heavily manned. With war raging in Europe, sea battles were rare, so Lavernock was barely used during the war, and by 1918, many of the troops stationed there were sent into the trenches on the Western Front. So now I think this one's more of a protectorate bunker with very narrow and steep steps. See, you can have a look around in some of these. Some of them are fenced off. But, ooh, it's quite a nice bit of graffiti here. So let me just turn my torch on and we can get going. So, bird duck. People being lighting fires here, but these gotta be like some sort of quarters, offices for the generals, a gun storage facility. This is the first lot of bunkers. Some nice like graffiti art here though, but I don't know what this is. It's got windows, so it's got to be some sort of like sleeping quarters. Like divided ones. I think this place is all the graffiti on it takes like the eeriness away. That this could have been used as an actual fighting facility. But it's kind of cool, some of the graffiti are like, I like this one, it looks like a Bart Simpson sort of thing. But let's just carry on and have a look around the rest of the facility. So this is another point where the guns were. As you can see again, there's the screws in the floor ready to mount the gun. But this one is looking more westwards than the southbound looking battery, because that's where the entrance to the channel is west. Obviously Barry is that way. Barry would not have been protected by this, but the Breen battery would have protected Barry. But again is these little bunkers. You can see by here. I actually have a little walk through one of them. So they are really low. I wonder what that is there for, but again they are really low and tiny. This is more like we just saw at the last one. Right, there is a couple more things to show you, and one of them is behind me. We'll be going in there shortly. But again, there is another like battery part. This is where another lot of heavy guns would have been as well. This one is very different from the last. That one's looking again, it's quite southwards, but it's more eastern pointing. This battery is. But you've got these little huts by here. That's left. I don't know. Again, these could be like similar to those bunkers over there. But we have got an actual bunker just behind me. There we are, this is another bunker, so let's just get in and have a look. Oh, God. It's dark, dingy, but it looks like we're there. So that's probably a lookout spot, I'm guessing, or just generally a nicely placed hole in the wall. There's some snail shells. So, just imagine the people who work here just being in here for hours and hours on end, especially during the Battle of Britain, where they like anticipated this German invasion, which never came. But obviously, if that was a lookout hole, constantly surveying the seas, seeing if there's anything here. But obviously, like I said, it's quite dingy and overgrown now. They wouldn't have been doing this in these conditions. Trust me on that one. I know it was bad then, but this would have been a lot better. Now I'm on top of the final bit, the last bunker. So I'm going to go down now and explore it before getting a nice long shot of this facility. I'll shoot off home. So this is the last lot of bunkers. This is a lot lower, so my head's going to be having a good time here. I can go in it. I probably will go in it. I'm just gonna walk you through it. Again, this could be another gun mount I'm standing on, but it's not ideal because you could shoot the other one. It could possibly be another gun mount, but again, there's graffiti everywhere. Let's go through there. So, let's have a walk through this bunker. So again, some nice cool graffiti again. That's lovely. cool vapors, but I forgot to actually do a little bit of the walkthrough. But these got to be like offices, living quarters maybe. When taking a guess, nice little skull there. So I'm going to carry on walking through into the next room, because that was my way in. It gets a bit dark and a bit creepy down here. Nice breeze. Okay, with my torch, and this is it. This is the last bunker. It's just really crazy that this is here, and a lot of people doesn't know it is here. But this is an abandoned war battery. Stuff like this is just hidden in plain sight. This is on the Wales coastal path, which I could do a hiking video here one day soon, I don't know. But now, before we close this video off, I want to show you a little bit about what World War II was like for Lavernock Battery. With the rise of fascism in Europe and the world looking like war might break out again, Lavernock Battery was given an upgrade. Germany was violating the Treaty of Versailles, which set out after the First World War. The treaty banned Germany from having an air force, but Adolf Hitler set up the first Luftwaffe. The British Army added 2 unit searchlights to hunt down any German bombers trying to attack Cardiff. The battery would protect the Atlantic shipping convoy degrouping zone between Cardiff, Barry and Flatholm. After the war, the new Labour government decided to decommission Lavernock Battery, and the military left the base abandoned. Today, the battery's main section remains, as well as the observation position and the officers' quarters. The old barracks was knocked down, and now in its place is the caravan park and Chatlet Park. So yeah, this is Lavernock Battery. It's quite surreal, I would say, because you don't expect anything like this to be. Anyway, this is a part of history. This is part of war culture, or how Britain went on to win the Second World War, how Britain went on to win the First World War. And it's just left here graffitied and chevron, so again, it's been fun. I hope you've learned a lot from my voiceovers in this video, so if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I've got hiking videos coming up, I'm writing a documentary, and I've got another exploring video planned, so keep your eyes peeled, and goodbye.